in Congress a bill permitting the export of U.S. natural gas. And once they do that, this map is going to go even bluer than it is today.
It'll be really blue for the Democrats.
David?
The bill that's passed by the House and gone to the Senate is for exporting petroleum production. Okay, that's the raw crude. They are already capable of shipping out natural gas. They've been doing that, setting up for that about 15 years now.
But now, are we exporting natural gas?
We are small amounts, but they're setting up a very large liquid natural gas facility that will be able to put out from like 50 million cubic feet per day shipment. That's being done on the Louisiana coast right now.
Okay, can you explain, David, the environmental problems with creating an LNG shipping facility, what the environmental consequences of that is? Because we don't know liquefied natural gas. We're just a bunch of dense Texans.
For a short time, we're going to be able to do this, and that's because there's such a massive glut of natural gas in the United States. That's why the price of it is sitting around about $2.50 per million BTU. Now, because of that glut, they want to ship it overseas because they can get $14 per million BTU. Okay, so that's the economics driving it. Now, as far as the pollution, what they do is to get it into liquefied state so they can put it on board a ship and ship it. They've got to spend a tremendous amount of energy. So what they're doing is that the natural gas they got coming in, which is super cheap, they then burn it to produce the electricity that is then used to compress the natural gas into a liquefied state. So what this plant is going to do is generate a tremendous amount of carbon dioxide and maybe a few leakages of methane from the natural gas together, and that is what this system is going to do. Now, from my point of view, by the way, I'm a congressional candidate, Democratic congressional candidate for the 6th Congressional District, which does not include this area here, but if you go east a little bit in Arlington, you are, or north into Meadowbrook. The thing is that according to various reports, all of that is not going to happen past 2020. So I'm trying to get this thing running in 2016. We're going to have 4 years, and they're planning on building like 5 to 10 more of these sites around the coastline, especially heading towards the East Coast, which is Marcellus gas area, gas zone. The problem is that by the time they get them built, there will not be a glut in natural gas. According to this report, peak production of natural gas is going to occur in 2020, and will then be falling off at a rapid pace, and there will be no natural gas leaving this country.
Okay, these folks here are environmentalists. What I want from somebody is, what happens when an LNG plant, there's an accident,
You're going to get a lot of
and
carbon
the thing
dioxide and
blows up?
Oh, if it blows up, okay. First off, you're talking about $1 billion or several $1 billion worth of production system. If it blows up, you're going to be missing a sizable chunk of Louisiana coast. So that's your first problem. It'll look like BP's blowout, but on land. Now, as far as contamination, the good news there is not like a runaway oil well at the bottom of the ocean. It's not the same thing. What you got is all these pipelines coming in to deliver natural gas to the facility. Now, if it blew up, you're going to get a big blast of carbon dioxide, obviously, and some methane is going to be in there. But it's going to be easily controlled. But you're also talking about $5 billion worth of facility just goes away. Plus a big hole in the ground.
Lots of people die, right?
Everybody, that's one of the reasons why these things are built away from population centers. It's kind of like Most of the people at the facility, probably about 100, 200 people, yes, they'll have a very high risk of being dead or burned. As far as regular civilians in townships nearby, only if there's something weird about the explosion is it going to affect a nearby town. If the town's too close to the facility, then, or near a gas line feeding it, then you got a problem. But
Well,
other than that,
they put gas wells in our backyards, which
Yeah.
people can put in
well,
LED
that's the reason
plant.
why nobody's going to stop them doing it.
Okay. Well, what I want to know is, if this system is so dangerous at practically every point, why don't people talk about alternative energy? Democrat or Republican, Bernie Sanders began to touch on it in a global sense. And Hillary, who is a progressive, not to the extent that Sanders is, but she's moving over there because of people like us. And don't kid yourself. That's why she's doing it. What are we going to do? I mean, can we produce evidence, candidates, motivation, questions? What are we going to do about it?
Well, the first thing we can do is attend this session.
Right.
And then take
Yeah.
what we can here and move forward.
Yeah, well, we need more information because the situation does shift, and international politics does have an effect on it.
Absolutely.
I understand that, but I think everybody should say, hey, I'm going to talk to one person every day about why we need alternative energy and why oil and gas exploration is nuts. It doesn't work anymore. It's nuts. That's the way I think about it. Yeah. Okay, one more time, David.
Okay.
One more time.
We just talked about. Okay, solar power, wind
They're here.
turbines, just saw a report come out yesterday. Basically, solar power is now cheaper if you buy the new stuff, the new equipment, new technology. It is cheaper than natural gas is now. And because of that, more and more of the companies and corporations are building what they call utility scale solar plants. Now, what this means is that they'll build something on the order of 700 megawatts, the size of a nuclear reactor. That's what they're starting to move towards. They build solar installations that are on the size of nuclear reactors. So they can replace nuclear reactors, they can replace giant coal plants. Hey.
Yeah, go this way.
Okay. It's got another door. So basically what we're looking at is the technology is now caught up to the economics. Alternative energy sources are now cheaper than fossil fuels. And the problem is that the fossil fuel industry is failing faster than we can build solar power. That's the real issue as I'm seeing it now. It's not a question of us going that way. Economics is already pushing people. Like Apple went out and bought a 780 megawatt system to power their iCloud facility. So they're using it, they're moving that direction. The question is, are they moving fast enough to keep our economy going?
If you guys want, right now is the time to take a break because they're here and they just need the camera guys to set up. So if you need to take a bio break or just need to stretch your feet for a minute, now is the time to do it.
And if we're taking a break, I got a petition for my election. I know.